Hello, today on the Bye Wanxiety podcast, we're going to be talking about a very important and I feel like not very talked about topic, which is starting new at any age.
Mm-hmm.
I have my lovely guest, Shamian,
Thank you for
who's
having me.
a child education
That's
specialist,
right.
and you are now pivoting away
Mm-hmm.
into wellness and
Mm-hmm.
healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to let you take it away because
Okay.
it's your story
Thank you.
and tell us a little bit more about what you used to do, and then we can talk more about what's coming for you.
Yeah. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
Congratulations on season 3.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Yeah, I think we don't talk a lot about starting over in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. And I've mentioned this several times. Like, I've burned many lives before and started over. And as scary as that is, a lot of people are held back by fear. I think it's important for at any age, especially women, we carry so much, and a lot of the times we're not following what we truly want to do with our lives. 8 years ago, I moved to Paris. I literally just packed up my things and took $100 with me and literally moved across the sea, not knowing the language, not having any family or anything. And that to me was the biggest start over that I've had. Um, and now I'm back to New York. And there was so many lessons in starting over. I know sometimes most people get carried away or stick to a vision or a plan. But I think it's important to learn from the detours as well and the failures as well. In Paris, there were many lessons. I learned a lot. I met a lot of new people. I built a life all on my own, my social circle, and that to me was very exciting. There was exciting in the uncertainty. So, now I'm pivoting career wise. So I'm back in New York after all these years. And to be honest, it feels the same way when I moved to Paris. It feels like I'm literally starting, like, I feel foreign in my own country. So, I mean, I feel like I've had many lives. I think I'm on my 20th life now. But it's exciting. And the idea is to pivot into the health world. But there's a lot that we don't share that us women we're not talking about enough. Fear, the messy middle between that pivot as well, because there's no linear path. It's very much, there's a lot that goes into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can be very messy. Everyone has their own journey. So I think it's important to not compare yourself, which I was doing for a while. And that was rough. Like, my pivot has been for the last 2 years. Um, and we need to talk more about it. So that's why we're here, to spread the word, encourage more people to burn their current life and start new lives. Take
Set it
more
on fire.
chances, set it on fire, set yourself on fire, old version of yourself, and just, like, there's no taking more risk, putting yourself out there more. There's a lot of people that are not following their dreams and just trying. Even if you fail, there's so much to be learned in those failures. So,
Yeah. I don't
um,
ever see it as like failure. I just always see things as lessons.
yeah,
Like, you always have to think about, what did this teach me?
right,
Right.
right.
So when you went to Paris,
Mm-hmm.
I know we've spoken before, you started your own babysitting, like
Right,
nannying agency.
right.
How was that? Like, how was starting that life?
So, it was funny because I literally was done with New York. I was so done, and my babysitting agency wasn't even properly built. It wasn't. I did it all by myself. I was the founder. I didn't have a partner. I didn't have no help at all. So I was doing it all on my own, and and to be honest, that was a failure as well. It didn't go according to plan. People were like, how are you going to move to Paris? You just started a business here. Like, what are you doing? You have to focus. You have to put it all, you know. And there was some truth in that, for sure. But what I gained from moving to Paris, like the lessons, there is something so extraordinary about, there's people don't realize what they're capable of and how resilient you are. Like, when you put yourself out there and you take a chance and you don't know how it's going to work out, And then when I look back on it, there were so many lessons. Like I started working, I landed, I literally went to work that same day, jet lagged and all. And within those 8 years, there was relationships, of course, French men. Uh, there was
Uh-oh.
that. There was lessons in that. There was I met wonderful doctors as well that are good friends of mine now. I have wonderful friends too, strong, independent women, and I think it's very important also when you're starting over to who you surround yourself with. People who are going to encourage you, support you, um, and give you energy. Right? I think to me, it's like more of an energy feeling. So that life, I burned to this one in New York, and I left. I literally grabbed my dog, my luggage, $100, landed, went to work, and I tried with the babysitting agency. However, I realized that I was burnt out. I started with children with autism, which is it's very difficult. It's
Yeah.
you need a lot of patience, um, and there was a lot. So then I was like, I'm done with this. Let's burn it down to the ground and start all over again, brick by brick.
Yeah.
You know,
What was
so
like that point that led you to that you were just like, fuck this, I am
I
done.
think it's my impulsive. I don't know if it could be. There's a fine line between but I think I'm just gonna go for it, and I just booked a one-way ticket,
Back to New York.
I to come back here. Yeah, I was like, I booked a one-way ticket, and then Paris to me, I had to go back to my country,
Mm-hmm.
and the United States is it's the land of opportunities. There's
Mm-hmm.
so you meet, like one day I went out, I was sitting at a bar, and it's crazy who you're sitting next to and who you're talking to. Like I just ended up having a conversation with someone in the music industry, and New York gives that vibe. New York is the hustle mentality. Like if anything is possible, it's here. Paris, the difference between the culture and Paris, it's like the pivoting, they're not there yet. Here it's more common for people to start new. It's more common to, especially going into a field that you don't have a degree. There's more
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. People are more willing to help you, to guide you, to lead you. And in France, I felt like I had reached that wall already.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let me go back to New York, meet new beautiful women like yourself doing
Thank
great
you.
things, and just put myself out there. And this is my country. This is home at the end of the day. So
I just feel like that mentality that they have in Europe is, I don't want to say all of Europe, but for example, like in France, in Spain,
in
in
Italy,
Italy. Oh
yeah,
my god, like I'm from Italy, like in Sicily,
yeah,
you know, if you don't have your husband lined up at 18,
there you go.
you have
You
failed.
have failed drastically. Isn't that
Like
crazy though? Like that's insane. Yeah,
like
yeah,
you are there is I am yet to meet a woman in Sicily who's like, I am starting a company, I am doing this. Like, I
that's crazy.
haven't met anyone
Right,
like that.
right.
And I just think it's, I don't know. I mean,
Well, that's
it's
you.
the
That's
family
there. You are.
mentality.
This is you. You're that Italian woman,
Yeah.
Sicilian.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love family. Like, of course, I want a
Absolutely.
family, and I think
No.
family is very important. But I want to see women in not just in America but everywhere just have more opportunity. And like
Right.
you were saying, like here, if you don't have a degree,
Right.
there is so many resources and people willing to help you. Like we are
Yes.
so lucky
Right.
with what we have and what we have access to, like all these online classes that we have, all these courses.
You have YouTube. You have people who are willing
Yeah.
to introduce. Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
In France, one of my issues was the last 2 years I've been connecting with a lot of doctors, and a lot of them were my friends. But I just felt like the leadership there, the quality of leadership wasn't there. It was more like you don't have the degree, you're not ready. This is what you are. You're an
Yeah.
education specialist. This is what you are. This is where you stay. And there's a tendency to keep people small, to kind of just like
Caged.
hinder you, cage, and put you in this category. And it's just such an old way of thinking, an old way of doing things. So I had to, after 8, 10 years, I was like, I need to go back to my country to get that inspiration again, to get that motivation again, to make those connections again, and to find my purpose again. So, but I agree, we have to. There's in a lot of these countries, which is crazy because we're 2026 now, like,
Yeah,
and women, men too. I'm sure they're just settling, and I'm sure there's not that enough talk with men as well in starting over. Men,
of course.
like, so that's me. I will start new one too many times. In fact, my
Just
issue is
reinvention,
my issues
reinvention.
is actually anchoring to one life and sticking to it for more than like 5 years, and just
I feel
But
I'm very much like you,
yeah, you
just
know
so
what I
you
mean.
know. But I mean, yeah, I for men is just as tough, honestly,
Yeah.
because in a lot of cultures,
Mm-hmm.
men are seen as, like the provider,
Yeah.
and you have to have a good job, and you have to succeed, and you have to stay on track, and you
And
have
you
to do
cannot be
this,
emotional, no
and you cannot be
emotions.
emotional. But that,
You
yeah, and
can
it's
you
it's
you, you can't love
tough.
what you do. You just have to do what you have to do to provide.
But also, just
So
in general, I think there is, like you said earlier, like, people have such a fear of doing something new. And a
mm-hmm.
lot of it is down to the fact that life has just become so expensive
Mm-hmm.
that if you are comfortable in a job, even if you're unhappy, like, it's better than having that anxiety of thinking like, oh my god,
Absolutely.
if I start a new job, what if I don't know what I'm doing, what if I don't have the
Absolutely.
skills,
Yeah.
what if I
I
I
don't have,
don't make
yeah,
enough money,
right.
like I
Insurance,
fail at it,
health, yeah, health
health
insurance. Yeah,
insurance, like,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. So let's go back to you.
Yeah.
Now that you're pivoting into healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
can you talk a little bit more about like what inspired you to go into healthcare, and what what's your direction, like where do you want to go with
Okay.
healthcare?
So really what motivated me and inspired me, which I had no idea, like how excited I would be about health. I think after COVID, though, a lot of in the health shifted. I
Yeah,
think more people started being more aware. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of differences between Europe and the States when it comes to the healthcare, and just in general, people's health. Like, I feel like here, so many people are medically ill.
yeah,
I
because they
mean,
can't afford to go to the doctor.
so many, yeah, absolutely, and so
Like,
many people are on medication, all these medications, and to me, what I realized was that I was in a bad, toxic relationship. I know many women can relate, and it just started showing on my body, my job, to my career, like I. And then when I just was done, when I was able to walk away from all of that, not knowing where I was going to go, and there was anxiety and like, um, how am I going to pay my rent the next few months, and what am I going to do? I could not. I literally walked out on my job, and I was just like, I'm done. And um, I had put so much weight on my body, like my stress and everything. And then I started focusing on my health, and I lost like over 30 pounds. And I didn't realize that a lot of this was what I was taking on that was no longer making me happy.
yeah,
And it started there. And then I also have family members that have sickle cell. And it's just a crazy, it's crazy because the difference between here and there, it's like day and night. Like in France, they regulate a lot more medications. They introduce more natural ways of doing things, which it's really also, I love that. Here I feel like people just pile on the medications,
yeah.
like, so these are just connecting with people, where to make a difference, how can we help. And the health industry is growing, like more and more people are focusing on their health. And I think you have to start where are you not happy in life, and how is that affecting your health. Most men, women don't realize that it's the job that they hate that's making them sick, or the relationship that's making them sick, or the friendship, or whatever it is, or not even following your dreams. This Most people are not realizing what it is. And to me, that's where it started. It was going on this journey for 2 years. I didn't know where it was going to take me. losing the weight, focusing on my health, my intuition, getting realigned with myself, and doing the things that were calling me, and just, trying a little bit of everything. So that's where we are.
So now you're gonna help people do the same thing?
I hope so. I hope we are. I hope we're helping, bring awareness to people, like, some people just think that I was working out a lot for sure. And I changed my eating habits and all, but a lot of it, why was I eating? Because work was making me stressed. Why was I smoking? Why was I drinking? It's because the relationship that like, so yeah, we're here to help. I'm happy,
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting you say that, because a lot of people don't realize how much bad relationships, bad jobs, just environment affects us.
A toxic environment, absolutely.
Yeah. And I've read a lot of stories about women, like feeling sick in relationships that are really toxic, because, obviously, like, we want to save that relationship, or we just want to keep going, and shame. Like, oh my God.
And sharing, and,
yeah. But I think it's the same, like with people that don't want to take a risk with changing careers. A lot of people don't want to take a risk of leaving a relationship, even though it's unhealthy for them, because they are so afraid of, like, oh my God, I am never gonna meet anyone again.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die alone.
Right.
Right. It's hard.
It is hard. And I think I feel like older women are more now quick to walk away. However, there's a lot of younger women that just stay in these unhealthy relationships, and they mask it with love, and and it's just, to me, from my experience, I had to really do the work once I walked away and say, why did I stay for so long? Like, what was what's going on inside that that made me stay, that made me feel like this was validating to me on a, like, because when I think about it, I'm like, that was crazy that I stayed that long in a relationship. So yeah, that was a huge lesson for me. That was a very huge lesson, and I was like, I'm done for now. I'm done, and I had to do the work. Most people don't want to do the work. Most people don't want to be
1000%.
Most people don't. They just jump from relationship to relationship as well, and they don't take the time for themselves to. There's such a beauty in, like, rediscovering yourself. Like, I am so in love with myself, more than I have ever been in my life. Like, and that was by spending so much time alone. And just now, I mean, I feel bad for my husband, my future husband. Like, I love being alone. I enjoy my alone time, doing things that I love. And that was the beauty, was rediscovering who Shamian is, what is she like, what does she want to try, and really put myself first. And that's the thing. Women, we tend to not put ourselves first. That's a very, like, it's either the children, the husband, the job,
everything else but us.
The doggies, the pooches. It's it's a lot. So that was a big. I had to put myself first and become selfish and really pour that all back into myself. So
I understand that completely, because I feel like I've done so much work that now I'm like,
it's too much work.
I'm terrified of relationships.
Oh my gosh, five to that. It's like the work is done. We're done. Now we're just living. Now we're just vibing. We're living.
I just don't want anyone disturbing my peace. I mean, I didn't really let anyone in before as it was.
Right.
But now it's kind of like,
right. Absolutely.
Do I want my peace disturbed? Do I?
Yeah. That's a major indicator, is it not, though? Like, if someone is disturbing your peace with yourself, if you start noticing that you're no longer at peace, that is a major indicator.
Yeah.
Now, to me, like, now if I'm seeing a guy, if he starts stressing me out, if I feel stressed, anxious, I'm like, that's it.
No, I am the same way.
I'm walking out. I'm done. You're calling me way too many times. Like that. Wait a minute. Stop. I was seeing this guy just to put into context, I mean, I don't want to like sidetrack here, but just on a side note, I had a guy who literally blew up my phone like 10, 15 times
a day
in one day because we had
no, no,
we
no.
had like a dispute, and then he tried to make it seem like it was my, anyway, it's a whole thing. But just to say like that, I got so much anxiety. I was like, I can't. This is too much. So that's a major indicator. If you're being stressed in a job, if you're anxious, you feel like you can't speak up, you feel like you can't be yourself, you're just on edge. That to me now, my nervous system is so relaxed that if anybody disturbs that, we have a problem.
I mean, you gotta listen.
You
The
gotta
universe
listen.
and this.
Absolutely. A lot of, yeah, you gotta listen to your body. Your body will tell you.
Talking about anxiety and career pivoting.
Yeah.
How
And your podcast, it's focused on
work anxiety.
Work anxiety, yeah.
I think I should make it more about relationship anxiety.
that yes. Do it. Go for it. We have to.
Going back to that and work and career anxiety, every time you've pivoted, like how do you manage to silence this anxiety or like dim it a little bit? Like, are there specific things you do?
Absolutely. So to me, that just gave me goosebumps that you asked. Yeah. To me, I didn't realize how important it is to spend time alone. I love my friends, colleagues, mentors, you know. I think it's so important to sometimes just shut the noise, because you don't realize how much you're being infiltrated, like, you know, or you're being influenced by other people's opinions, other people's energy, other people's whatever they're going through, you know, like we're all energy. So that, you know, to me, I noticed the more I was eating well, you know, and working out. To me, working out became a huge, it just became like medicine for me. Like that's when all the anxiety from the relationship, from work, when I walked away from all of that, not knowing what was going to happen, I was like, I went running every single day, and I started working out every single day, and just eating clean foods, cleaner foods. You know, I mean, I'm not like a health guru or anything, but I try to meditating too. I'm working on it. I've gotten better. Journaling. These are all things that kind of just silence too. There's so much noise out there with the doom scrolling, social media, the news too. Like it's on and on and on and on. And that's all. That's just, you know, it's your environment. It's so to me, spending time alone, doing the things that I love, like makeup, hair, yoga, Pilates, working out, dancing too. I love dancing, like spending time alone, listening to my music, singing. Apparently, I'm a good singer. I don't know.
You are?
I've heard. I don't know. But, you know, and this is what I mean, like trying things that you like, that actually bring you peace, and kind of, it's kind of like self-soothing, I guess. So just doing the things that, you know, what do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know, I have to recommend you a magnesium. There's a magnesium. I take magnesium too, which also helps me
I take
a lot.
it every day.
Yeah.
I actually, I mean, working out for me is a big thing too. Every day. Like I can't, if I don't work out, I cannot.
It's crazy,
focus.
Right? Yes. Isn't it amazing how much?
Yeah.
Not just anxiety, but like if you're mad too, don't you like notice? Like I go for a workout and I can make better decisions after a workout. I can, like, what is your workout of choice?
I have a Peloton, and then I do this program called GAL, which I start again tomorrow actually. But also for me, it's about, I really like, I feel like I've never been asked a question.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm just
you put me on the
curious.
spot.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just...
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm actually releasing a journal next week.
I love that.
On Amazon, which is to help, it helps me, and it's to help others activate their success mechanism. And I use this journal every day. Like I've been testing it for like 2 months now.
Love
and
that.
Basically every morning when I get to work, I write down 5 to 6 tasks that I need to do that day. And then it has like the water intake, how I'm feeling that day, just to track like my emotions, my mood. And then I have a section for notes, so like meeting notes, things that I need to remember throughout the day, because then I can go back into the journal and see like how I was feeling that day, like what I achieved that day. And it just feels really good to be able to have that kind of structure and see how much I'm getting done in a day.
Right.
Because if I don't do that, like if I don't write down my tasks of what I actually need to do, and I prioritize by highest priority to lowest priority, like I will be like, oh, what am I supposed to do today? What am I to do next? And I honestly, I even use the journal on the weekend. Like I had, even on Friday night, like last night, I was like, okay, I'm going to list all the things that I need to do tomorrow.
Right.
And then tonight I will do the other things for tomorrow. So for me, working out, I don't journal so much. Like my journaling is literally like what I do with the planner, the daily planner.
So
that
do
I'm
you
releasing.
do like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night to kind of, or do you just do it once?
Well, I use it all day, right? Because I write notes in it in the day and stuff like that.
I love that.
And then I also meditate a lot and I pray.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in God and the universe. And for me, that just really
and
helps
getting in touch
me.
too, because there's I think a lot of people are so superstitious, or like I don't know, but I've been so connecting myself the last 2 years with the universe, and ask the universe what you want. And most people, the last time I asked the universe, I'm asking every day, but last time I was like, release all the things that are no longer for me. And then I just realized as things started happening, and you just have to go with the flow. And I think I'm a very spiritual person, and your guides, everyone has their guides. It's like they're there, ask and you shall receive, so I always pray to my angels and ask for guidance, especially. Journaling also helps a lot, so I love that. I'm going to check out your journal when it comes out.
I will post that. It's so crazy because there's signs everywhere. And actually, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me last night. I was watching this new movie that just came out on Netflix called The People We Meet on Vacation. And then it was really sad, and I was crying. And I was just thinking, like, about past relationships and stuff like that. And it's so crazy. I was watching like the credits at the end. And one of the writers had my dad's name. My dad's name is very rare.
Oh my gosh.
And it came up, and I was literally like, oh my God, this is like a sign from my dad that everything is going to be okay. I was just like I had to take a double take.
But it's I know there will be people, the naysayers, there will be people who are just like, no, that can't be true. But I truly believe it. I truly believe it. And I do believe in those signs. I was with my cousin the other day. Something happened to me. I don't know what's going on, but something happened to me a week ago. Like I was just, I'm really into like social media. I like creating content and doing fun things like that. And I had my bag, and I didn't realize until after I filmed, my bag moved on its own. And I realized that in the video, that my bag literally slid over. And then I was telling my cousin, and I showed her the video, she saw it. And we then remembered also that her father had passed away. And, they didn't have the best relationship. But so after he had passed away, she was at home alone, and she was on her iPad, and she got a call from dad. She doesn't even have her dad's contact number. It just I swear, I kid you not. It was so spooky. But she wasn't afraid or anything. She was just like, whoa, this is crazy. And even when my grandmother passed away, 2 days before, during COVID, 2 days before we found out that she had passed away, she got 3 knocks on her door that evening. And she had asked her roommate if she was knocking in the middle of the night. And she was like, absolutely not. It was 3 hard knocks.
Oh my God.
And then 2 days later, we found out that my grandmother had passed away. So I think I'm a true believer that there's signs out there, and you have to pay attention. Also, if you're hanging out with people and you don't get a good feeling, if you don't feel good, it's a big indicator too to
Yeah,
me.
signs.
Yeah, there's signs. So this is your sign. It's good. I'm really looking forward to your journal.
No, don't. I had the chills last night when I saw that thing
Really?
on the TV. I was like,
sometimes I have to tell my guides, like, okay, chill. Like, today's not the day for me. Like, don't fuck around. Not today. Sometimes I'm just like,
So going back to the podcast.
Yeah.
I love talking to you so much. As one final question.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Don't let yourself shrink by people. You don't realize it until you're older, experienced, and then you start realizing that you carry so much from other people, and it's like, wait, why do I have to shrink myself because you feel a type of way around me? This is not a me problem. This is more like a you problem.
Mm-hmm.
So to my younger self, I shrunk so much, as you know, and sometimes I'm more sensitive now, and I'm more aware when people are making me feel like to shrink and dim to accommodate them. And so yeah, don't shrink. Dream big. I've always been told I'm a big dreamer, and why should I dream smaller? Why not just keep on dreaming? Like that to me is really, to my younger self, yes, that's it.
I love that.
Keep dreaming bigger, and bigger. Right?
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed this conversation. It's
so
important to talk about.
Yes, there's so many, and there's so much topics around anxiety, and to me, moving forward, I want to connect more people in the health industry as well. This is like my next step, is to connect more, and in the meantime, just keep doing things that lighten my little soul. I love creating content, so I'm creating content on this. I created this new account, which is called the digitalgirl.fr, and I'm gonna just be posting like fun things and see where it goes, and
I'll tag it.
Yeah, so definitely. I will. Yeah. And thank you. And yeah, but just, I feel like people need to do more things, try more things and new things. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. And your Poochie's sleeping, I think.
I know, he's tired. It's his podcast, not mine.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's it. That's
what he does.
He has the easiest job ever. He doesn't have to. Yeah, like he's so chill. Lucky him. I love that.
My silent guest.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to see where you go in your career.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope this episode helps a lot of people.
Absolutely, yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.